Hey there. Back in the boneyard today. Oh, my coffee's in the buggy. I don't want to stand up. Continuing on with our various projects. Here's our project today. There was a sprinkler came right out of that. Stopped right about here. Totally in the way. Just like all of the sprinklers going down the line that way. I appreciate that they tucked them over this way, but I mean, it's really not any better. So we're going along. We're going to drop them all to ground level, like I did with 5 or 6 running down that way. Discovered something interesting here. So there's a 2-inch pipe that's running all the way down here, elbows and comes up to this T, and this T is reduced down to another 3/4 pipe. Runs over there, just on where those flags are. There's a sprinkler there. And then came up, and then went from a 2-inch to 1.5 inches with a bushing, to 1.25 inches with a bushing, to 1 inch with a bushing, or some variant of all that. I'm not 100% sure really what they did. We're going to break all that out. We're going to put a second T on it, and it's going to point this way towards us. We're still going to have a sprinkler, but it's going to be ground level. But then I'm going to run a new line from our second T all the way over there to the road, because I want some sprinklers by the road. And it's, I don't know, 20, 40, 60 feet maybe. So I'm going to have some digging to do. Not a big deal. What is a big deal is I cannot bust this thing apart for the life of me. I've tried heat, I've tried percussion, I've tried penetrating oils, combinations of all of those. I could dig this hole like 4 feet that way and this way and put a really big wrench on it, but I'm not going to do that. That means that hole would start here and stop like right there. And that's a big hole. That's not a trench, that's a hole. I don't mind digging a trench. Trench is easy. So, while I was out and about the other day, I found some Norski bits and blades, so I bought a few, never tried them. I've apparently used this one once or twice. I don't remember what for, but what we're going to do is I'm going to cut in here, and then I'm going to try and cut this way and just cut that bushing out, because it ain't moving. And I ain't going to dig a bigger hole. Now, if I break it, or I cut into the threads on that T, well, then we're going to have to cut this one, try and take the T off, put a new T on it, put a union on that, and you know how much I love those, and then do the rest of the job. So we'll give it a go, see what it looks like, and yeah, when this is all said and done, I'll show you a couple of the other things I've been working on. Well, it's probably not a fair test to throw that at the blade. Oh, because we had to cut through quite a bit there, and I didn't finish cutting. I broke it off. Yeah, this is now the lowest open point. So any of the water that was, above that is now coming out of that. So I need to go get our pump. Pump it out, man. It's fine. I had to do it yesterday when I dug the hole, so it's all right. Another fun day at the Cancer Institute. Hi, coffee. You never disappoint me. All right. Pump is in. Doing more than enough to keep up with the water. Probably one of the greatest things Milwaukee ever built right there. Scarlett, if you're watching this, that's the thing I told you about. So you might notice it's a little yellow right there because you don't have a sprinkler right there. There's never been a sprinkler right here. So we're going to dig that hole. We're going to dig a trench to right about, this is where our block ends. So we'll come right just to the outside of that little corner marker right there. And we're going to tee again off that way. And we'll put 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 right about here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. One right about here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One right about there. It's actually 14 paces, but along the road over here, 12 will be fine. So while this is going, I basically did the same thing right here. We had a sprinkler there, and there was a drain cap next to the sprinkler. We didn't know what it was for. So about 2-3 years ago, I dug it up, and this hole ended up being 4 or 5 feet across and like 5 feet deep until I got to the bottom of it, and it wasn't doing anything. There wasn't any, it was just a pipe with a cap on it. So I dug it up, left the sprinkler, always wanted to move it, so last week dug it up, put an elbow, came over here that way and that way because we had yellow spot, not a yellow spot. I also did the same thing over here. So we had a sprinkler there, and we had a sprinkler there. Why we had 2 of them so close together, I don't know. So, followed the line. It comes in this way, came here, elbowed, and went that way. So I put a T on it. We got a sprinkler here. We got rid of that one, and I moved it farther down and out into the middle. Needs to be in the middle so it can spray over the headstones. So, grass seed, etc., etc. Didn't seed this because we just sprayed some fertilizer last week. Or, not fertilizer, herbicide. You don't want to seed and then spray herbicide on it. That's a stupid idea. That sounds like it's just about empty. That's pretty close. So that Gatorade thing is my very own invention. We have 2 of these, and we've burned out the impellers a couple times because it sucks up rocks, pebbles, things like that. So what I've done, I'll show you here in a minute. They're pretty much empty. So what I've done, oh, perfect. I put a coarse mesh on it. This is some landscaping fabric kind of stuff. Cut the bottom off. So this will suck up nothing that is so big that it won't fit through the hose. That was the important thing. So now we're gonna get down there. We're going to cut that bushing out, and then we're going to get a screwdriver and a hammer, and we're going to try and chisel it out. There's still 2 bushings in there, though. There's 2 here, well, 1.5 here, and then there's 1.5 there. So our pipe came into this one, which is this inner ring. Pipe's in there. I can get you some light here. Yeah, there's the pipe right there. Smallest bushing, medium bushing, large bushing. And I probably should have got the more beefy saw to do this, but I didn't. what I can tell you is that I still think I prefer the Lennox blades over the Norski blades. I don't need one that long. I picked up some Irwins as well because I'm a big believer in Irwin. I had actually used it here somewhere. Now, these have been the best blades I've used. I've had Milwaukee's, DeWalt's, Diablo's. I haven't found anything that's better than the Lennox. So let's try. I don't know that I've tried an Irwin. Let's try an Irwin for this. I will report back. I had a box somewhere. I don't know where it went. And I'd really like to know where it went, because I could really use it right about now. So I swapped from the M12 to the M18, the bigger tools, and I put an Irwin blade in the thing, and it was great. No troubles, no problems at all. Milwaukee makes the best batteries of anybody right now. I'll give them credit for that. But they're also the most annoying ones to take in and out. And those are all charging. I swear, I had saved one. I had a bunch and I threw some away. I swear I had saved at least one. I guess I didn't. Bucket it shall be. So, imagine for a moment that this is our T coming out of the ground. It's going this way. That bushing coming out the 3/4 going this way. We're going to go this way. What I had to do is I cut across the top, you saw that, and then I went down and I cut sideways, broke out the center bushing, the middle sized one, and then did it again, broke out the bigger one. So a lot of it's sitting at the bottom of that pipe. It's going to come out eventually. So what we're going to do now, just imagine. The pipe that's in the ground is coming this way. Our T is here. We're going to put this nipple in that T. We're going to put this T on that nipple. This T is going to branch off and run over to the road. This one is going to go up to our sprinkler. Okay, that's how that's going to work. Now, this is a lot. I'm concerned that it's too much for the hole that we've got dug. So, we're going to funny pipe that sprinkler in, which it's fine. So we're going to 90 out of the top of that, and then 90 into the bottom of the sprinkler. And then that'll do it. But I've got to leave here in about 15-20 minutes to go and meet somebody to look at some property. So, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put all this together. I probably won't do anything else. I'll need to dig the trench this afternoon when it's going to be hot, which is oh so wonderful. It's my favorite thing ever. But then if the trench is dug, all I've got to do tomorrow is put in the pipe, glue it together. And that's going to take like nothing. There's 100 feet of 2-inch pipe right there. Way more than I need to get from where we're working to the road. And probably at least 20 feet more than what I need to go along the road. But I'd rather have 20 feet too many than 20 feet too few. Plus, let's go and look at the map. We have options. So the new line we put in along the fence runs up here. Where we are working now is right here, right in this area. In fact, I think we're right there, right there. Yeah. So we're gonna run this way, and then we're gonna tee and go this way and this way. So I don't need 2 inches going all the way down this way, and I don't need 2 inches going all the way up this way. I did add a sprinkler up here. It's on a 3/4. So what I'll probably do, we'll come however far we were going to go this way, put in our sprinkler, but we'll come out maybe 10 feet. We'll reduce down to maybe 1.5 inches, put our sprinkler, and then I'll come out a little farther and I'll reduce to 1 inch or 1.25 inches. And then where I put in this sprinkler, I can split it. I can put a T, and I can reduce that 1.25 inches down to a 3/4, because this is just 3/4 up here. It's fine being that size. And we have 4 sprinklers along the road down here that turn on with this quarter for some reason. Well, they're on all the time, so they're on a ball valve. So what I'd like to do is take this line and come down and tie into those, because I think all 4 of them tie together. If they do, I think it's the farthest south one comes under the road, maybe about here, and feeds it. I'll break that, cap it, and then these 4 will all run at the same time when I have this section on. So I won't need to turn on all of this and 2 of these and this, and then I can run this and this after that. So what I'll do moving forward, if I can get it to work right, is I'll just turn this on and this quarter. Because when we put in that new pipe up there, my pressure in that section went from like 40 pounds to like 75. So I had to start turning these on to get the pressure down. Which, you know, I'm fine with that. Works for me. Anyway, yeah, we'll get back to it here in a second.